Bookaholics, this is Isabel and welcome to another video. So today I'm going to be doing my long overdue wrap up of all the books I've read since my last wrap up. So I have some books to talk to you guys about, and these are just all the not so recent reads and recent reads I've read so far since like August or whatever I last updated you. So let's just get right into it. So the first book I'm going to talk about in here is Beach Read by Emily Henry. So I read this August sometime, but I really enjoyed it. It's such a great one to read during the summer or just really any time of the year. This book follows two authors. They are at this kind of beach cottage place and they're both trying to write, but they're both writing blocked. So in order to kind of like get out of this writer's block, they decide to switch genres. So she's going to write the next big American novel and he's going to write a rom-com. It still has some serious content, but it's still a really nice romantic novel. Next book I read was Would Like to Meet by Rachel Winters. I absolutely adored this book. It was such a fun kind of take on the rom-com cliches and I really enjoyed it. So this book follows Evie Summers. She's the assistant to this film agent. The screenwriter they're working with is having a bit of a hard time writing this romantic comedy script. The reason he's having hard writing it is he doesn't believe in rom-coms. He doesn't believe in the cliches. So in order to show him that this works, she starts doing the cliches to show him that you can find love in the rom-com way. We have her doing all these different kind of rom-comish things, like accidentally spilling coffee on a gentleman, leaving her number in different books. Like, she does all these different things and it's such an enjoyable book. Next one I read was I'll Be the One by Leila Lee. So this one I enjoyed. It was cute. It wasn't my favorite or anything like that, but I had fun with it. It had its moments of nice dialogue. It had its moments of very cliche and kind of corny bits, but it still was pretty fun and I liked it. This one follows a plus-size girl who wants to go into this dance competition and the singing competition, and she's given a lot of backlash and judgment for wanting to be a dancer, and so she really tries to fight back in this. It's a really fun book to follow. It wasn't like mind-blowing or great, but it was still fun. Next one I read was Turtles All the Way Down by John Green. I did do a reading vlog for this, so if you want to go check that out and see my thoughts, you can definitely go check it out. So I'm not going to talk about it too much, but I did enjoy this to a point. Just wasn't my favorite. Another one that I read is My Calamity Jane by the Janies. I can't remember all their names, but I read this as an audiobook. It still wasn't my favorite. I think I liked it better than My Plain Jane, but I don't think anything's going to beat My Lady Jane. My Calamity Jane was still fun. It's like a Western take and it follows Calamity Jane and just this idea that werewolves are real in this world and things happen. I honestly don't quite remember much from this one. I still liked it. It wasn't my favorite. It didn't have as much comedy as My Lady Jane. Like, My Lady Jane had me laughing on the floor, while My Plain Jane and My Calamity Jane just weren't as fun or comedic as My Lady Jane. So the next book I read was Lord of the Rings: A Fellowship of the Ring by J.R.R. Tolkien. I also did a reading vlog for this and I'll link it up here so you can go check it out. I did really enjoy this. So the next book I read was The Hand on the Wall by Maureen Johnson. So this is the third book and the final book in her series. She has one that doesn't involve the same mystery that's coming out soon, but this one concludes the whole mystery in this trilogy. I enjoyed this, but like the second book wasn't my favorite. I think I gave that 3 to 5 stars. And this one I think I liked it a little bit more, but it still wasn't my favorite. I don't think I was very satisfied by the conclusion in here. It was okay. The next book I read was The Graveyard Book by Neil Gaiman. So this one follows a boy who his family are all murdered and he somehow escapes into this graveyard and these ghosts kind of adopt him. And so they're protecting him from this murderer who is still wanting to murder this boy. It just follows as he goes on his own adventures through this graveyard and it's really a fun book. I really enjoyed it, and it was just a fun Halloween kind of book. Definitely great in October time, and I really enjoyed this. The next book I read was Six of Crows by Leigh Bardugo. I'll be having a non-spoiler review coming up very soon. If it's not already out, it might already be out. If it is, I'll link it up here, but if not, it will be coming out very soon. You can see what my thoughts are on here. The next book I read was City of Ghosts by Victoria Schwab. So this book I read as a audiobook, and I enjoyed it. It was fun. I don't think I'm gonna continue with the trilogy, but I still really enjoyed it. It's nice, just like haunting kind of book. It doesn't get too scary or anything like that, so it's nice for the Halloween time, for whenever you're kind of feeling a little spooky. This book follows a girl who dies, but she comes back to life, and now she can see ghosts. One of the ghosts she can see is Jacob, who is her best friend. Her parents are kind of like these writers about ghosts, and they get a position for a TV show, so now they're going to Edinburgh, Scotland to check out these ghost sightings, and so she gets thrown into this really haunted city, and she sees more and more ghosts than she's used to, and it's just a fun kind of book that has ghosts in it, and I enjoyed it. It's fun. The last book I have read is When No One Is Watching by Alyssa Cole. So this one I also will have a reading vlog coming up, so definitely go check that out. This one I enjoyed. It was one of the first thrillers I've read in a while, and although I liked it, it wasn't like the thrilling part of it that I liked. That was probably my most least liked part of this book. I really liked the history and like all that came into it, but other than that, it was okay. That is my wrap up of my recent and not so recent reads. I'm hoping you guys enjoyed this. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Comment down below your recent reads or your not so recent reads. Subscribe if you have not yet, and hit the notification bell so you know whenever I post another video, and I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!